Hello, and welcome to the Hermit Lab. Today we're doing the flow for your flow. That's right, if you've ever felt like this, or this, or this, you know what I'm talking about. This is going to be a restorative class for people with periods and menstrual woes. You're in the right place. Hi, Marge. All right, guys, so welcome to your bed. A couple of things that I have with me that I'm going to recommend: cozy blankets and pillows. I'm burning some soothing candles. I've got my heating pad on the side ready to go. I've got some favorite tea with me. Mine today is honey vanilla chamomile. It'll be there for me throughout, pausing and sipping along the way. If you're lucky enough, maybe you've got a comfort animal nearby. This is my Molly. Making sure you're really comfortable. I'd love to see your ridiculous period outfit. Here's mine, my big period bag, as I call it. But the real star of the show today, guys, is the playlist that I have, so I really hope you take me up on it. Just hit play. We're going to open up with a supported child's pose. So stack some pillows in front of you. I've got my blanket around me, knees nice and wide. Come on forward and snuggle down. One of my favorite restorative teachers, Marissa Atula, always says, don't settle for being comfortable enough. Insist on maximum comfort. So take as many fidgets, reworks, adjustments as it takes for you to be absolutely comfortable. I'm really happy to be bringing this class to you. I woke up this morning having that feeling, knowing it was coming, and lo and behold, actually right after I filmed this, I got my period. So I was like, well, dang, now I have to go back and take this class again. We're all so different in our cycles, how we react, how we feel, what hurts, if we hurt, how long it lasts, how heavy the flow. I'm by no means a menstrual expert. There's so many resources out there for you if you're interested to go look them up. All I know is that it does do me well to take time for myself. Go slow and focus on maximum comfort. If you've got one cheek down, gently change it to the other side. And you know what? Something that I'm not minding so much in this quarantine is that I can do nothing for the 2 really harsh days of my cycle. Usually it's always the first and the second day that I go a little bit psychotic. So maybe you understand that, maybe you don't, but taking care of yourself in your best way is what I'm here to support you for too. Forward folds are really comforting during this time. Almost like you're creating this protective, intuitive little cocoon for yourself, protecting your organs. And by folding, giving them a little bit of a massage. No restriction on the breath. Let go of your bandhas if you work with them. allow yourself to be soft. Rock the hips a little side to side. Turn the cheek. I fall forward onto my face for a moment. A little bit of pressure in the forehead feels nice. And slowly help yourself up. Cross your ankles to just sit back behind you. We'll take the legs forward. I'm going to get them right underneath my pillow, taking a soothing, restorative forward fold. I was trying to figure out the best use of my props here. Hugging underneath a pillow can be really nice, especially if you don't have like a bolster ramp situation. And then I remembered another little pillow I had behind me, something that is super fuzzy, gave me a bit more of a lift. And if you can find a way to get your forehead down, maybe that's a nice little pressure point if you have a headache. No need to insist on active straight legs or even toes flexing up to the ceiling. Let the legs roll out if that feels right. And any kind of rocking that soothes you. Yeah, don't hinder your own intuitive mechanisms for taking care of yourself. And just continue to find comfort again and again and again. Insist. If any of these postures feel right and moving away from them would only be a disruption, linger for as long as you want and meet me along the way at any point. If you are ready to move on, wake yourself up a little bit. I reached forward, found my feet, gave it a little rock side to side. And we'll ease our way up to a seat. I took a little pit stop for my tea here. I have a doula friend that tells me that raspberry tea is also really nice when you're menstruating. All right, a minor change in our forward fold situation. We're going to go straddle legs, wide legs. Now you're welcome to keep the pillows like this. I gave it a go, and I know for myself this is one of the best stretches for me, and I just need to go all the way down, so I removed the big pillows and took it up and over. You can have one cheek down, forehead down if you've got a safe way to keep the breath going. When I'm in those first few sensitive days, I really just, I want someone to like snap my legs off. My like groin area gets really sensitive. Like I could just sleep for hours in this position and it still wouldn't be enough. We take our time in restorative yoga to almost trick our nervous system into a state of complete safety. Where the body almost falls asleep for a moment. And sometimes the work is keeping the mind awake, and other times if the mind needs to sleep too, let yourself nod off. If you're ready to come out of this one, slowly turn the forehead down, the chin down, something to neutralize in the neck. And we'll slowly start to help our way upright once more. Going as slow as you need to go. Fold the legs into an easy seat. Rub your hands together, create a little bit of heat. Lay them on your lower belly or wherever they're needed. Another one of my most beloved teachers, Alison Walton. She knows a lot about menstrual health. She's an excellent resource. She taught me this mudra that feels really nice. Heel of the hand on the third eye, and then the tip of your middle finger up to the crown of your head. And apply pressure to both places. Maybe it moves the head around a little bit, but that's a really nice kind of pressure point to release some tension. You can stick with that as long as you like. Big breath in. Big breath out. I'm going to take a little pit stop for my tea again. We're getting ready to lay down on our backs, moving some of our props around. So I'm going to flip around taking a pillow beside either knee, either thigh. I have that one little pillow for my head here. And find your right knee. You can decide what you want to do with that bottom leg. Let it go flopped out straight or stay bent, and then just move the thigh around in the socket a little bit. My feet, my toes get really achy. Lots of cracking and manipulating of those bones feels good for me. I'm going to play around with a little half happy baby. Again, like I said, just all the wide-legged hip things for me during this time feels great. Here's a straight leg, a little bit of a hamstring stretch. Just find some manipulation that feels good for you. And this is going to turn into a supported supine twist. So I scooted over to the left a little bit and brought the right knee up and over onto that pillow. Now, since my head is supported, I'm not going to focus too much about the whole look out over the right arm cue. In fact, my head, I think, fell a little bit to the left even. Yeah, don't settle for almost comfortable. Another really lovely thing I learned from Marissa was the Brahmari breath. It's also called bumblebee breath. And it's a bit of pranayama that is self-soothing. And it's simply to hum on the exhale, like a little buzz of a bumblebee. Kind of, you can think of it as the part of an om. For example, breathing in through the nose, and then just humming. Might turn into a kind of groan. You can play around with the pitch and see how it lands in different parts of the body, or just let it roll out of the throat at a natural tone. Let's back our way out of this. Lift the right leg up, knock it around, and then let's take it on the left side. So here comes the left knee into the chest. Rolling it around in the hip joint. Getting into the toes and the feet if that feels right for you. Maybe a half happy baby, working an extended leg. Sending it up to the ceiling, getting into the hamstring. And then we'll set up our twist on the other side. Bump the hips to the left. Let the knee fall up and over, landing on the pillow. And just let the hands go where they feel natural. I love the Brahmari breath because it's so relatable. Like sometimes kind of the farther things out in the yoga philosophy world, or, you know, little parts of the technique that we're not so familiar with can seem really foreign and like bizarre. Like, ooh, Brahmari pranayama, what is that? Why am I humming? But you think about sometimes how you self-soothe anyway, like with a sigh, like, or you you do a little hum or a little groan, or if you're enjoying the music, maybe you're humming along. I also learned from the teacher of meta-anatomy, Kristen Leal, that a hum vibrates the brain diaphragm. And you're also kind of stroking the vagus nerve as you hum, which is there, right? That's like your gut feeling, your instinct, your reactions, your nervous system. So massaging that is telling your body that you're okay. So at any point, give yourself a Brahmari breath, a little sigh or a little hum or a little groan, and notice that it actually doesn't feel that foreign at all. Let's come on back to center. Stretch out that left leg. Yeah, give it a little shake. And we'll find a full happy baby here if that feels good to you. And just go really floppy. Yeah, no rules. Maybe the heels fall closer in toward the hips, or maybe you go a little side to side. Getting into the toes again. Straightening the legs. Yeah, roll around the ankles, get all those cracks. And roll over onto one side just to help yourself up to a seat. I'm reaching for my tea again. Another teacher I know, her name is Willow Rain. I took my 300 hour with her. She has something, she's pretty witchy in the best way possible. She has something that she calls womb tea. Definitely hit her up for some herbal suggestions. I'm setting up now for a Supta Baddha Konasana. I'm attempting to create a little ramp. Oh, and hello, I've introduced the heating pad now. You're welcome to keep 2 pillows beside the thighs, of course. I opted to get rid of them. I laid the heating pad on the lower belly, and then I used a pillow to rest on top. If that's good, great. And just as I start to get comfortable and I sit here wondering, like, that's pretty good, just Marissa's voice is always like, don't settle for almost comfortable. So I reached for my blanket and laid that on top of me too. So along the way, if you find that you want to add props or subtract props, shift things around, as a bottom line, take care of yourself. I think it was right around this time where Casey and JoJo started to play. Anybody remember any school slow dances? With all those white whales that got away. It's amazing how many lyrics I remember from songs that I haven't heard in years. Our minds are an incredible thing. They just are banks and vaults of old information. I had the urge to take arms out to the side, almost like a lazy cactus, open up the chest a little bit. will be here for a little bit, so I'm just going to let you be. Big new breath in. Little hum. Start to wake up the arms. Reach overhead. Begin to uncover unless you're super comfortable where you are. Don't let me bother you. Collect your knees, drop them a little bit side to side. And we'll end up over on our left just to help you rise up to a seat nice and slow. All right, we're working our way into legs up the wall. I'm offering this with a stack of pillows underneath us, so a little bit of deconstruction work here with our props. What is that? 1, 2, 3 pillows. All right, the idea is to get the sacrum, the lower back, on that stack of pillows. I have my heating pad nearby and ready. There's no real cute way to get into this, so good luck. I have another pillow set up for my head, but I end up ditching it, so don't worry about that. Unless you like it. Try to scoot as close to the wall as you can. And there's my heating pad again. I'm starting with both legs up. Yeah, I lost that pillow pretty quickly. And at first, I laid the blanket across the belly. And soon enough, I had a change of heart. Something to try to keep the feet together so the legs don't really have to work so much. I put my feet at the bottom of the blanket. The long side. Good job. And then let the blanket fall, and then I did a little bit of I wrapped up the blanket behind the legs so that they're a little bit snug. And then I felt kind of tucked in, and took me a few moments to decide what to do with the arms. Do I want the hands on the lap or out by the side? If you're here and you decide that the elevated hips is not for you, just make your adjustments. Yeah, a loving hand on the belly might feel nurturing or comforting. As always, just follow your instincts. They're right for you. I began to switch the legs up a little bit. You're welcome to join me. Or if you're super comfortable with the legs tall, just like this, stay. I'm going to circle back there eventually. Otherwise, begin to lose the blanket. And I went for kind of a frog on the wall situation. I'm scooting closer to the wall and let the heels fall in toward the sits bones a little bit. Or you can put the feet on the wall to give it a bit more grounding. You can hang out right there. Or if you're like me and it feels good, it just went completely cracked out. Straight legs, little wobble side to side, and then since my hips are elevated, it was easy enough to kind of fall back into a happy baby situation. So I just rolled with it. There I am cracking the toes again. It's like a really teeny tiny inversion, a really supported plow pose almost. If that's interesting to you, stay, or if you want to return both legs up again, help yourself. The only thing left in this sequence is setting up for a shavasana. If you like where you are, you're welcome to stay. If you want to come with me, hug your knees into your chest, and then choose a side to just kind of flop over onto. Try to be aware of your surroundings. All right. This takes a bit of prop setup, but it's worth it. We're coming into another supported Supta Baddha Konasana. Getting underneath the covers. I rotated 2 pillows at the top long ways, and there's my fuzzy little pillow at the crown of it. I'm trying to create like our beloved bolster ramp situation, and then before I get under the covers, I'm going to find a long pillow again on either side of the thigh so I can rest my knees on them. Ending up with feet together. I'm seated at the base of those pillows, letting the knees open up. Getting one last sip of my tea. Here comes my heating pad on the lower belly. It also might be nice to put it behind the back here, the lower back. And here comes my blanket. Just getting good and snuggled. Don't stop until you get completely comfortable. Take a few rounds of breath to really drop in, drop down. Another hum or two if that works for you. And then just be. Shavasana. This is where I'm going to leave you today. If you're happy where you are, great. Stay right here. This can just as easily turn into a nap. There she snuggles up. Remember that you are strong and you are soft and you are a warrior, and I love you. Take care of yourselves, and if all else fails, go and take a nice hot bath, eat your pasta, whatever it is that works for you. Indulge. Thank you for being with me today. I'll see you next time. Bye.